Hey there everyone, happy Monday. King 5 Meteorologist Adam Claibon here with you. What a wet weekend we had. We had some pretty steady periods of not only just moderate rain, but even some heavier pockets of rain that was out there. And we got some snow across our mountains. It was nice to see that, not a ton. And as we go throughout the week, there's still some more on the way, but we were kind of mentioning this last week, how models have been pushing for more of this big, heavy amount of snow coming in at the latter parts of each model run, and it just doesn't really materialize. And again, this week, as we head into the week, it looks like some of that has disappeared. We have some snow that's going to be ahead for us, so we'll talk about that and show you how things are shaping up as far as the forecast with that as we go later into the week. But there might be a few spots that get some decent totals here as we go over the next 7 days. First, though, I wanted to show you a complete picture of the nation itself, show you radar and how the top two corners right now of the U.S. are the active ones. We got our active weather here across the Pacific Northwest, but also over this way towards the Northeast. You see all that winter weather right there. You got snow heading all the way down into parts of the South Tennessee, North Carolina, and then you go up across states such as Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, parts of New Hampshire and Vermont, and up into Maine. That's a nor'easter, and that system has really put on a show. Strong winds and heavy snowfall, blizzard conditions for those areas up there, and looks like it's beginning to wind on down. You can even see the kind of spin you have in the atmosphere with it, that kind of pinwheel look right there. Kind of a nice cinnamon bun look and shape to it. It will continue the weekend, and it's going to move on out of here, but not after it has done quite the number across parts there of the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states. While for us over here, yeah, we're pretty active too, and we have a couple of pretty interesting and neat looking low pressure systems in our ocean over here this way towards the Pacific. Just not going to be impacting us as much, and you can see the moisture that we have. Well, that's mainly in the form of rain, and we got some mountain snow that go along with that. Now, a lot of it's been heading off to the south, so for a lot of our showers, expect the heaviest of them to be across more of that Oregon and Washington state line, and then after tomorrow, we're barely going to see any showers up here at all. There will be more off and on chances of some light showers, but that'll be just about it. And then the weekend and early into next work week, we're starting to dry on out. There's a look here at Port Angeles. Things pretty quiet here into our Monday evening. Columbia Tower camera also showing pretty much more of the same as well. Temperatures for many of us right now into more of the 40s as we sit at 46 degrees here just before sunset around Seattle. South wind coming in at about 8 miles per hour. As we go throughout the night, we'll see our temperatures drop back into those lower 40s and upper 30s. All right, your forecasts here as we head on into the rest of the evening. We'll keep a lot of this shower activity off to the south. Now, a lot of it's mainly south of the I-90 line. You can see that right there. But as you go even farther south of that, really around the Portland metro area, that's where you have the heaviest of this moisture. And that's heading up into the South Washington Cascade. So that's helping to produce some heavier totals and some higher amounts of snow up across some of those parts. But as we look at Futurecast, you can see for the rest of us farther north, our shower chances are going to be pretty minimal. And the snow, well, some of that and a lot of that staying down closer to Paradise around more of White Pass, Crystal Mountain, as opposed to Snoqualmie Pass or Stevens Pass, or even for that matter, even Mount Baker seeing a lot of this. This is 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can see where the moisture is. It starts to try to move northward to a certain degree. We're not going to see much of that over our area, but for those of us here from about southern Snohomish County all the way down through the end of the state, going down towards parts of Oregon, yeah, you'll see the best chances of that rain moving on through. That starts to push on by, and then we'll see a few more showers begin to pop up, but this will mainly be across more of the North Cascades, and you're talking about snow at that point, and that's going to help to produce a little more snow up across those parts for Mount Baker. So you'll see the northern edge and the southern edge of the Cascades here in Washington will be the primary winners of that when it comes to snowfall. Now, as far as the rain, not a lot at all. Another tenth to maybe a quarter of an inch from now until early Thursday morning. And as we look at what we're expecting with that chance of precipitation Wednesday night into Thursday morning, a lot of it, again, staying off to the north. BC definitely feeling the full brunt of that as that's moving on through. We'll get a little moisture with that for Thursday and Friday, and then things really start to quiet down and dry out as we head on into the weekend here across parts of western Washington. So let's talk about those snow totals here. You see, the farther north you go, Baker picking up close to maybe a foot or 2 more feet of snow. I think down around White Pass, that number might be a little low. We could get closer to about a foot of snow, but in between there, anywhere between about 3 to 6 inches for those of us around Stevens Pass and Snoqualmie Pass. And getting closer to Crystal Mountain too, again, farther south, you might have a bit of a higher chance of seeing some of those higher totals. But for tonight, we're going to have our temperatures drop down into the upper 30s and low 40s. So a bit of a cool night, but not definitely a cold night like we've been dealing with here recently, earlier into last week. As far as high temperatures, 49 in Blaine, 46 in Orcas Island. We'll top off more around the upper 40s around Arlington, Linwood getting up to 45 degrees, or mid 40s around Kingston, Issaquah up to 46, 48 in Bremerton, a high 49 in Belfair, Tacoma up to 47 degrees, and Puyallup at the same number. Your 7-day forecast, showers off and on in nature here for the next few days, kind of more hit or miss for a few of us, especially if you're north of the I-90 line. We'll see things start to quiet down and dry out as we head on into the weekend and stay around some of the same numbers as far as temperatures, but just a bit chillier during those overnights as opposed to seeing lows in the upper 30s. We'll see those generally in the lower 30s, closer to that freezing point. Okay, everyone, well, doesn't look like we're going to have to deal with much rain at all, so have the rain gear still nearby if you're going to be heading out at any point early tomorrow morning across parts of Southtown. But if you're farther north, might be able to just leave those at home. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful Monday night. We'll talk to you soon.